Hey. Here, I'll look at you the not way. Hey. Oh, this is my good side. Hey. Oh, hey. Paul here.
Josh.
ManiacsMeat podcast. Asian Chaos.
Whoa.
Asian Chaos.
Special treat for you all. I've seen this movie before.
Sallow.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. We got Asian Chaos going on right now. What do we have going on tonight?
Well, we have two trash films, or class films, depending on how you look at them.
Trashy, classy, ass meets class.
That's right. Mystics in Bali.
1981.
And we don't have the individual DVD, but
What's up, Bert?
Robo Vampire is on this little set here.
1988.
Both good Asian horror. Lots of kung fu. So, yeah, let's get started. What do you want to break out into first?
Let's do Mystics of Bali right off the bat. Filmed in 1981 because of a socialist government. Let's put the hat back on. What's up, nigga? We got here 1981. It's filmed, and this film, the only reason this film exists is because the socialist government that took over in Bali in that time period regulated that all film companies make a film for every 5 imported films into the country from America, Asia, China, Japan, the whole deal, right? So you got a slew of low-budget films that hit the market, especially in 1981, this being one of them, of course. Now, here's the kicker about this film. This film was so banned by that Balinese government because of the topic, the satanic topics, and that kind of dark mysticism topic. Actually, this film was not allowed to be filmed in Bali. The villagers and stuff that found out about this film being made kicked them off the island because they were actually redoing proper dark mysticism, and they didn't want the demons and spirits and whatnot to come back because they actually feared, they fear this stuff is actually going to happen.
They make it sound like it's a bad thing.
They actually had to film it in Guava, and then this film was never actually released, and only it was like around in like weird bootleg VHS copies until like 2007 when it was released by Mondo, whatever the hell the other term is.
I don't know.
I can never remember. I've had this film, Mondo Macabro. I've had this for since 2009, so about 10 years now, and it's fucking fantastic. It's the craziest fucking thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, great. It's my first time watching it, and I can't have anything really bad to say about it. It's a good movie. Special effects are very practical for the era. Lots of I don't know, CGI they use in that early CGI.
I don't know.
The hand crawling away.
It's about as much CGI as you would get for like that laser beam.
Yeah.
That kind of CGI. So basically just special effects, not CGI.
I don't want to use the word CGI.
I wouldn't, because
that's a taboo word.
Well, CGI is computer generated graphics. What kind of computer software do they have in 1981? This was actually kind of an expensive movie to make.
I would imagine. But I can't find the budget anywhere on how much they spent.
I don't know, but basically, let's go by the premise of this film. God damn it, Brett. Paul, I look like an 80s metal header guy. You should see me with my vest and my tattoos out. And my butt plug I'm sitting on right now. You can't see it from here. But, right now, Mystics of Bali is a crazy-ass film. Basically, it deals with this white girl that comes from either Australia or America, depending on the overdub. Basically, she's exploiting the sacred traditions of many different tribes and cultures around the world to maybe write a book one day, like some fucking pretentious cunt, spoiled ass fucking entitled white bitches usually do. And she wants to delve into the mysticisms of the Liak traditions in Bali, which is basically that kind of satanic blood sacrifice, vampirism kind of deal. And the Liak Queen, I don't know how the fuck you just like ring up the Liak Queen, be like, yo, what's up, bitch? You want to hang out and fucking do some shit with this white girl? Anyway, he gets all this guy, Mahindra, gets everything set up, right? And basically, it turns out the Liak Queen's not as dumb as you think she is, right? She's like, oh no, we'll just have this foreigner come in and I'll just, exploit our cultures. No, she's going to use her to strengthen her own thing. Well, how does she do that? How does she use her? 3 times. You remember?
What is it?
He actually,
Yeah, he takes her head off,
but not just the head. Like,
well, he transforms her into animals, and
yeah,
there's a pig mutation,
there's
and
some
snake
crazy ass
mutation.
stuff going on. But the weirdest thing about this is she turns the girl into a baby sucking vampire.
Oh yeah.
And when she's like, I'll borrow your head for a while. And her whole head and organs come out of her body and fly through the air, because that's what heads do, you know, with
That was
organs.
awesome.
You know, cemetery, they walk, and then in here they fly, and sucks the babies out of girls' vaginas like a Hoover, you know, which I try, but I can never get the baby to come out, but I give it a go at least. And then if she gets 3 of them in the same time period, then the Liat Queen becomes all powerful and will take over the world. She only gets 2 though, I think.
Yeah.
She doesn't get that final one. But there is an epic battle of fireballs flying in the fucking air with the Liat Queen, some other contender to the throne, and then that girl too. There's a whole bunch of shit. The mysticism of this is fucking fantastic. It's hard to really pinpoint where I can actually talk overall about the film in general. What do you like about the film, and what don't you like about the film?
I like the special effects. I mean, I'm always a special effects guy. Something I always look for first in any horror film. You know, the transformation sequences for like the pigs, the snake sequence was funny. It was like big brown turd with a head, you know, wiggling around in the grass.
Again, sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
You know, the pig sequences, the vomit scene was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Which talks about eating delicacies and throws up rats.
Throws up fucking these white mice everywhere. But like,
You know. But I think the dubbing, you know, is something I can't stand films that are terribly dubbed. You know, but at the same time.
And this one has multiple dubs.
Yeah, you know, it does. It does too.
I think this one is, because of its cultural taboos, I think this is why the film suffers.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't culturally taboo, like if the film companies literally, Brett, you're killing me, man. Grab it. If you really just took the film and they loved it, they would have gave it a more professional feel.
Yes.
But because it was banned, other people just with no experience, probably no money, just went, oh, we'll do it, and we'll fucking pop it out on illegal VHSs and stuff like that. Oh, hi, Craig, and hi, Kent, and hi, Brett. Anyway, okay, here we go. And so that is basically the run of this film. It is absolutely insane. I like it's so simplistic, but yet so creepy. The Liat Queen, I like the fact that the Liat Queen is here, and she's like, you'll never see me the same way twice.
Oh yeah, yes.
She's ever changing,
that real long tongue that comes out of the bush.
Yeah, and just like, and then drinks the blood.
Yeah.
Where do you get just randomly big, huge?
You notice those different colors too?
Yeah,
like purple
and red,
green and orange.
That's all blood. That's really good blood.
I thought they were just bringing soda to her. I'm like, oh, that's different Fagos or something.
How awkward and hilarious was the 2 girls laughing scene?
Oh yeah.
Where she's, the Liat Queen just cackles maniacally, and then she just awkwardly goes, maybe I'll start laughing too.
It's like she's trying to
And
help.
she's trying,
Like,
and at the same time, I'm like, I'm not sure if you're supposed to be laughing right now. I'm like, are you gonna get slapped?
Yeah, I know. I was confused about that.
Mahindra is the weirdest guy out of the whole thing. All he does, he basically caused this whole fucking thing to happen and be like, I don't know what's going on. It must be this crazy white bitch. And the whole time, and all he does is apparently talk to his, like, healer uncle or whatever. Basically, he basically eavesdrops and basically shows what he's doing, and like, oh, we must stop this, yes. And then Mahindra's like, well, I'll set up the next fucking evil thing. Like, he just continues to make things worse and worse and worse.
I like his hair.
His hair is
his afro.
His afro
Asian
hair.
afro.
And then he got to slam the white girl. No nudity in this film. I think the nudity would have been great.
Probably
And especially, and here's the fucking thing: is this hot ass Asian girl comes out of nowhere and sacrifices herself and says, Mahindra, I know you left me for another stupid ass entitled spoiled white bitch, but I love you anyway. And I'm like, you left that
yeah.
for that, and you basically you left this girl for basically a 3-nighter that you're sacrificing to the dark arts of evil. What? And not even talk about his hairstyle. How he dresses. I mean, that guy is
Yeah. I like his Notre
mean,
Dame shirt in the
I'll tell you
beginning.
what, I'm gonna say the Bee Gees might even be envious of this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he was still telling by the way he walks. He's
Yeah.
a woman's man, no time to talk. I'm just saying that's what's going on with that. But anyway, if you really get into the mysticisms of the Far East, things like that, this film is definitely an excellent one to watch. I just really do love the mask, the fingers
Oh,
of the
yeah,
mask, the
yeah.
demon.
It's got cool- it's got culture.
But then, of course, you know, at the end, this other mystical healer guy kind of comes in. They have this epic battle between the Liak Queen and him, and it's kind of out of place because he comes out from nowhere. Oh, I remember you, you stupid bitch. You owe me $5. You know, I'm like, what? What was that? You know, and they kind of fight it out, and then the sun comes up and then kills the evil in almost a Hammer horror kind of way.
Yep.
You know.
We agree that the ending was kind of weak. A little
The
bit.
ending was a little weak, yeah. And I think the worst part about this for me, and I do agree, it says is the holy grail of Asian cult cinema. I would almost agree with that. This and Calamity of Snakes.
I haven't seen enough Asian cult cinema to even give my judgment on that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
It was a good film.
I would say this and Calamity of Snakes are the two.
Calamity of
for me.
Snakes is epic.
Yeah, that's two for me. You know, there's a lot of comments going on. If you can tell, we're wearing sunglasses in a dark room.
Why are we doing this? I like it. It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick thing, and the Nazi hat, it just feels right, you know. And the butt plug, hey, we're not going to talk about that right now. And I say the overdubbing is probably the Achilles heel of the film.
Yes.
Especially when the overdubbing turns into Christian mysticism.
Yeah, religious rant.
Yeah, and they're talking about like Jesus and Christ and all this stuff, and I'm like, you know, that's fine in Hammer horror and stuff like that, and those more traditional Western vampire films, but it takes me out of the mysticism and the atmosphere of the place that it's supposed to be in. But other than that, I really love this film.
Yeah, it's good.
And it was made in the same year I was born, 1981. So gotta love it, you know. It's one of my tops from 1981.
There you go.
So that's Mystics in Bali. I think we did a good job.
I think so too. Where would you rate that?
I would rate
Overall.
that. I would rate that as we should stop our show now and just give it up. But I would say a rating out of 10. I would give this one a there's popcorn happening now. I knew there was going to be popcorn at some point in time.
My fingers
Out of a
crossed.
crazy Asian film that you want everything crazy, but there's no nudity, I'm going to give it an 8. I'd give it a 9, but there's no nudity. But it's pretty crazy. I like it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, I'd say about an 8 too. I'd give it an 8. It's pretty good. I like it.
It's a fantastic film.
My
And
first time ever watching it.
I like anything that gives you something extra, especially culture and stuff like that from other places.
Absolutely.
So you learn a little bit as you watch. The more you know. Robo Vampire.
All right. So on to my film. I chose Robo Vampire.
There's nudity.
There is nudity in it. The White Ghost.
Thank
That's all I
God
can
for the
say.
ghost.
She made that movie, and was she supposed to be Asian?
Now apparently she's supposed.
she was-
Here's the problem. Okay, let's go into a rant. Let's just fucking work this out. Okay, real quick.
Paul has a lot to say about
Okay.
this movie.
Yes, I do. Yeah. But Orientals are always stubborn, and then they refused our marriage, so we had to kill ourselves to be together in life. But he is from the West, and you from the East, and like there was a whole spiel on it. But when you look at because they do a foreshadowing,
Yes.
and they show them loving each other on the ground. He's obviously white,
Yeah.
so I think again, we're working with really poor dubbing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because she might look a little white, but she definitely does look a little Asian. And that guy obviously was fucking white as fuck.
Oh,
You couldn't tell when he was in the vampire get
Yeah.
up. Ho 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 ho. But he does look white in the flashbacks. So I think it's more just the fucked up. Because I thought maybe they were thinking, because you know where you are, obviously America would be the East and you're the West. But no, because then they said about the drug deals in the West. So I was like, okay, that's the fucked up thing. So she's obviously the Asian in question, and they fucked it up in the overdub. But let's get back into Robo Vampire. Sorry, I talked over that.
No, because you're gonna have a lot more to say on the film. I'm not gonna get much more into this, but I think one of the biggest selling points for me in this movie was the box art or the movie poster.
Hey, what's wrong with Pakistani women?
Oh, no love.
I'm part Pakistani.
All right.
Yeah, Iranian and part Pakistan is part of Persia.
I'm about 1% probably myself.
Yeah, I mean, so you can fuck me in the butt. Is that the same thing as a Pakistani woman?
I guess.
As long as there's dirty anal.
You gotta take out the butt plug first.
Never.
Anyway, so the artwork on this movie is amazing. I do not have it, unfortunately. but you can't find it. I posted it on our Instagram page.
It looks like RoboCop with a headlock to a Fu Manchu man going
With big guns and explosions
Mm-hmm.
and vampires.
But none of that was in the film.
Nothing is that in that.
No.
Which I love about
Mm-hmm.
that. And another selling point, like I said already, was the female ghost with the big breast
Mm-hmm.
that you can see throughout the
And
film.
she was like the best actor in the film.
She was.
Mm-hmm.
She really,
One
really
of
was.
the notes that I put down in scribbles, and I can't see it. It says, "Thank the gods for the ghost,"
Thank the gods for the ghost.
because she saved the film for me. She really did.
She did.
Actually, there's a lot of different storylines, and her storyline with the love romance with the vampire is actually probably the strongest in the whole thing, because the film is very, very spastic, and it actually feels like there's two films slapped together.
I kind of felt like it bounced around everywhere.
Yeah, because there's like your modern day horror Asian spooky ghost zombie vampires. Also, this like Serpico invasion like drug
It's
cartel
like
film.
Heat, and it's kind of, if I had to compare this movie to anything, it's like RoboCop, Big Trouble in Little China, and Heat.
Just
If they all had like a threesome and made a baby, because there's drug deals and shootouts and there's
anal Asian baby.
robots and there's vampires and Asian cultural magic, you know.
Actually,
And,
there's a lot of really cool shit in there.
yeah, I mean, no, there's a lot. It's an entertaining film, definitely. And
When the guy's actually going through and making the vampires and blowing fire
Yeah.
as he's doing shit through all, I mean, I love all that stuff.
yeah,
Holy fuck.
man, we got quite an audience tonight.
Armstrong's here. Oh,
what?
hail the king, the
Oh.
gnome king. Oh,
We're not even worthy.
we got your cup here, Armstrong. Here's our cups, but here's yours. We got it for you, buddy.
You're getting blasted. You've been on the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the stuff we edit together with you in it.
Hail Armstrong.
Oh man, our producer's even giving us a bow.
Gnomes and shit. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man, he's losing his mind probably right now. We're gonna be in Armstrong jail. Yeah, he's probably fuck you guys. Anyway,
Anyway, let's
where
get
were
back-
we at?
Where?
You
Yeah,
know,
sorry.
Armstrong showing up is just the highlight of this
I
whole
look
podcast.
French. Pour fou.
Oh, oui. So anyway, I lost concentration.
Context.
Context. Where were we at?
Robo Vampire?
Yeah.
A
So
blend of
anyway,
different
it's a really bad movie.
What the fuck, he says.
Oh man.
Anyway, come on, keep going. Come on, professionalism.
ADD is kicking in. Thanks a lot, Armstrong. It's your fault. So the robot's terrible in the movie. What are we going? The storyline's okay. So there's guy doing. He's with the vampires.
Would you like me to run through this for you? All right, let me run through my notes. Maybe this will trick something for you. Okay, the notes are
I got popcorn and Armstrong.
actually these are really bad notes. So it says ghost vampire. We'll talk about the ghost and vampire romance. Actually, basically we have a cartel. I gotta itch my nose. We have a horrible drug cartel, right? And they are. I actually really wish they did more of this, because the drug cartel is actually a nice little humanoid story of people, dealing with these horrible people. The drug cartel is slicing open cows and shoving cows with, coke and stuff and doing the whole deal. And they employ the Taoist monks to build vampires, basically, to use another kind of weapon against the enemy kind of deal. Guns weren't enough, but what the fuck ever, we got vampires. And they even go to the priest's house,
Yep.
and they says, "This is the church. What do I know of drugs? There's no drugs here. Why are the drugs? The drugs is Christ. Everyone gets hooked on Christ and kills themselves. That is Christ."
It is.
And basically, and that's what happens. And then they knock over the cross, and then the drugs on the cross, and then the shot. And basically, the daughter of the priest was a undercover drugs agent,
Yep.
so they waterboard her and shit like that. So you have that little aspect. Then there's a group of mercenaries that are the bad guys and a group of mercenaries that are good guys. And unfortunately, character development is not a big suit in this one. Continuity, kind of narrative constraints. Oh, fuck that. That's for rich people. And that just don't do that shit in this film.
No.
This film cost $2 million.
$2 million to
$2
make this.
million
Where did they? I can't figure out where the budget.
I
went.
don't know where the budget went because obviously it went to the Coke. They used real
It
Coke.
went up the nose.
They must have used real Coke in the film.
When you hear there's
and that's why it costs so fucking much money.
When you hear there's a $2 million budget and then you see the robot.
Oh my god!
Which
the
is literally like
the robot looks like aluminum hose pipe that you put for dryers and shit.
It looks like they just spray painted silver and like.
And actually, the worst part is Robo Vampire 2. There's two. It looks like you just wrapped a fucking ready-baked chicken and threw it in the oven, and it looks like that. However, Robot Vampire 2, the robot is much better. However, the robot in this one, let's go back to the robot real quick.
They probably used the budget for the second one.
It's completely useless. I love the fact that in this film, I know we're being spastic about how we're talking about this film, but the film is very spastic in general.
It is.
The robot comes off because Billy gets killed by the mercenaries and the vampires. And the randomest conversation ever happens in the world. He goes, since Billy's dead, I'd like to use him to make him a Robo Warrior. Are you sure it'll work? Yes. Go for it. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I love how they literally do no science here. They just like hook them up and push.
I put this down. This is the best thing. There's a big sign, and there's a negative sign and a positive sign, and it starts flickering between the two. And when it goes positive, that means he's good.
Yep. It's like a pregnancy test.
Yeah,
it's
positive
like,
means yes.
You have a robot.
Congratulations,
baby.
It's a robot.
Oh,
there we go. Anyway, that's good, and that's how it is. And literally, one bazooka and he's dead. He gets blown to fucking pieces in one bazooka, and they have to rebuild the motherfucker.
You ever notice too in the movie too, where everyone's shooting the vampires has no effect unless he's shooting the vampires with the exact same gun,
and then they all die.
Yeah,
like, I don't get it.
What did he bring to the party? That
I don't know. But let me go back to the ghost vampire, the best part of this story. Basically, the Taoist monk uses the one corpse and becomes a vampire. However, this ghost comes in fucking crazy ass spinning style, and she's like, "Motherfucker, you turned him into a vampire beast." And vampire beast is apparently how you say vampire. Just put two words together. Vampire beast, so we cannot be together in the afterlife, motherfucker. And then she beats the shit out of everybody, basically.
Yeah. Do you ever notice it wasn't either, she's like someone completely different doing the karate and all
yeah,
the stunts?
Exactly, but she still had her tits out. And the fucking funny thing is, the white guys are basically making all the shots. Because there's white guys here controlling all the drugs and going, hey, why don't we just, let them marry each other, then they have to do both of our bidding. And he's like, well, it's a pretty good idea. I guess the whole Kung Fu was a waste of time. Because Kung Fu is a waste of time. It's called guns, shoot the fucker. And basically what happened is, that's what happened. And basically, at the end of the movie, it's the weirdest thing, though. It's because, you're supposed to like the Robo Vampire. Or the Robo.
Yeah, the Robo
not
Warrior.
Robo Vampire. He's not fucking Robo Vampire. There's a Robo Warrior.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah, it's mispronounced. It's, mismarketing or whatever you want to call it. He becomes the guy you don't like. Because, one, he's useless. He looks like fucking shit. And then he's trying to kill the vampire and the ghost. And you're like, no! They're supposed to be together, goddammit. What the fuck are you doing?
Let them have each other.
And she's like, kill us, but let's consummate our marriage first. Kill us afterwards. Let's fuck. And I'm like, yes, let's fuck. Yes. And I'm good with this, And then he's like trying to kill him. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? They're the good guys, as far as I'm concerned. And they even turn against the bad Taoist monk in the end and actually kill him.
There's a lot of twists and turns, and I can't even keep up with it.
The best part is, and it was so sad to see it, but the goddamn, she got that robe off and the tits were out, and he drew a whole bunch of shit on her and killed her. And I'm like, yeah, but she's still good. She's still a corpse, so I'm still good with that because necrophilia. But the weirdest thing was, I was just waiting for
going off the hinges tonight.
And I don't know. I was just waiting for this to happen. With the hinges? Yeah. Mahindra. Yes, blame it on Mahindra. And that jazzy fire he has. Anyway. But basically, that's what happens. And then the Robo comes in at the end and shoots the guy. And what was it? Both films have a shitty ending, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a lot of these movies, not a lot of the movies, these two movies.
Isn't it weird though? But
they just kind of just trail off like they ran out of budget.
After the ghost gets killed, the vampire hops away, which I have another film.
Vampires hop in this movie, by the way.
They
don't walk.
I have another film collection called Kung Fu vs. the Living Dead. And there's a lot of hopping in there, so I was already accustomed to the hopping. Even though this is the third time I've watched Robo Vampire in the last week, I was already accustomed to the hopping. But then he hops into this highway with these fucking cool kids hanging out, doing drugs, fucking sucking dick. And I'm like, where the fuck did these kids come from? Why did you get into the city center all of a sudden? You were in the country, and now you're in a city center. He's like, you knucklehead. And what happens, and then he just waits till the one girl gets out of the way and just kills him, shoots him, and I just don't understand.
It's all over the place.
And the vampire is shooting missiles out of his hands. I'm like, where the fuck does he get shooting missiles?
Like fireworks.
Yeah,
like
it's fucking crazy. It is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I love the flamethrower scene. Like they lit a rope on fire from his gun. Just a rope. That's his gun.
Fuck fuck extras. We'll get more.
Fuck that $2 million budget.
Yeah. You know what the $2 million went to? Lawsuits.
Yeah.
That's what it went to.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense. Cocaine and lawsuits.
It happens.
This sounds like my marriage. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. Popcorn.
Oh.
Good times, great oldies.
That's so close.
So close, just like my marriage.
So what oh man. So what's the deal with the head vampire there? Was he wearing a mask?
Yeah,
or
he
was that his form? Like was that like a ceremonial mask?
Well, that's the thing is most of the vampires have just weird scars on their face.
Yeah.
But the guy who was turned into the vampire beast had the full fucking.
Yeah, the whole getup.
So you could tell because they must have wrote the ghost vampire into the script. So they put all the money and shit into those two characters, which, because it takes a lot of money to get the girls naked, believe me.
That's probably where their budget went. They're like,
dude, I have spent so much money in my life trying to get fucking girls naked, believe me. It costs a lot of money. I mean, thousands upon thousands of dollars a month.
Oh, man.
And then,
me, I'll help you.
Are you going to get naked for cheaper? Because I'm good with that. You have tits. And the rest of them just seemed like cannon fodder. All the other vampires were like cannon fodder. We're just like, oh, whatever, you look Asian, don't get out there. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's like Dawn of the Dead. They just gotta go, oh, let's go.
Here's your makeup.
Here's your makeup, get the fuck out. Here's your free hamburger. Piss off. Or just hot dogs. They don't even care about making a hamburger for a bitch. Just fucking get your hot dog and go out there. And it just seemed like that,
So yeah.
Oh, but before we go, before we say au revoir, let us talk about Vampire 2.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it twice, which is 2 more times than I watch normal films. And
must be that bad.
Part 2, the Robo is much more utilized and useful in the. I mean, he's fucking ninja kicking. He's doing that kind of stuff in that typical stereotypical kind of racist Asian way. It's not racist when they actually do that shit.
It's very not racist. It's in
every
every Asian film.
Yeah. No, that's Michael Jackson.
Oh, wrong one.
But they do that. I just put down real quick notes here. Basically, it is. There's rocket vampires. I still don't understand that. But part 2, he's just way better used. He actually gets, instead of mechanically in a plus minus scientific kind of fucking way, you're positive fucking herpes. Here, you live in Berwick. And,
oh, we're getting emails about that.
It's true. But they actually use it in a mystical way, which I think is better. The guy has dolls, and he's writing all this shit on dolls, and he's flowing them this way, and whoosh, and it hits his arm, and then his arm starts going, this guy. And then the next thing, because he needs a willing sacrifice to become Robo Vampire. And then he's fucking moonwalking and having a good time, and doing all that stuff. And then the last final doll, he becomes Robo Vampire. But the Robo Vampire looks like a cling wrapped chicken drumstick ready to go in the microwave. But at the same time, he's very much more effective. And again, I don't know. The vampires are more effective too, even though they're fighting each other. Basically, he splashes blood all over the one vampire. They all fight each other just to make sure they work. But it's more cohesive. The whole storyline is, again, the bad guy. There's a guy that's rich. He's burying gold. He's being married to a bitch that sells him out. He gets kidnapped. He gets tortured. The Robo Vampire is doing all this shit. And it's even though it seems chaotic, it's much more cohesive and works better. So Robo Vampire 2 is actually a better film. But because of the chaos of Robo Vampire 1 and the titties, it still wins.
So my question is, since I didn't see the second one, do they still use the same thing to deactivate the? Remember in the first one, they're you want to deactivate the vampire, you gotta slap that sticky note on her
Yeah,
forehead.
but he's fucking throwing fucking notes all over him. Well, it's prayer stickers, and then he's and they blow up. This one, when he gets a vampire covered in prayer stickers, that fucker blows the fuck up.
I wish they could use those in real life with people. Just shut up. Stick on your forehead and just like freeze.
Yeah, big sticky note says boom, smack.
They do that in the second one too?
Anal rape.
Oh.
But no, yeah, the prayer stickers. I mean, it's a whole fucking like. I don't even know how they do half this shit. I mean, it actually really does look good.
So they used the budget in the second movie.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like it's literally like 10 prayer stickers, and the guy goes like this, and they just fly over and just cover the guy. It's like, oh fuck!
Making it rain prayer stickers.
Yeah.
Imagine going to the strip club and doing that for all the strippers, like panning out religious pamphlets.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
You know?
That's good. Yeah.
Like all those ones you have like the laundry mat.
I've never been in a strip club. Usually I hang outside and I get all the bloody tampons out of the wastebasket.
I used to go to Planned Parenthood. That's where I pick up my girls.
And dead babies.
Oh.
You know, they sell those, I heard.
Yeah, that's
And it's for a price, though.
All right, anyway. So what else we got? Is that it? You want to talk about Scream Queens or no? Or is that for another show?
Yes.
Forgot a little special.
Actually, let us apologize for killing one of them.
It seems like we talked about Dick Miller, and then the next day he died.
Sorry.
And then we were talking about
Julie Adams.
And
then the bitch died.
she died. So we apologize now if anyone dies after this.
So yeah, if we talk about anybody in this ever and they croak, I mean, we deserve to be ridiculed, but at the same time, we didn't mean to technically.
All's a bad omen all the way.
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about Chris Armstrong, he's fine if he does.
You're probably gonna die, Chris.
There's other things, other people that we're okay if we talk about, but the people we like, sorry. But we were gonna do a Scream Queen list, but we just wanted to make sure that we apologize if any of these bitches die. Which normally they do die in the films, but
not all of them.
Not all of them. I mean, that man called Jamie Lee Curtis seems to survive.
Fortunately,
not that ugly fucking.
You won't see her in our list here at all.
No,
so, or him.
No,
or it.
No.
Go ahead, read it off because I don't remember it.
I don't write things down.
All right, so just wing it off the top of your head.
Well, yeah. Well, the first one, she's already dead, but she was so goddamn cute. We're gonna start with the 40s and go to the 90s. I mean, we're just gonna let you know right now, 40s to 90s. We're not gonna go crazy, right?
No, yeah.
We might do it more like a whole decade or a whole century.
We might get more in depth. This is just a conversation we had the other night. So
Yeah, we were just doing this. I think Evelyn Anchors deserves the 40s.
I'll give you that.
I've been a Wolfman fan my whole life, and she is just cute as a goddamn button. 2, and I met the woman. She was a lovely, beautiful woman, and she liked my fucking gauntlets with all the spikes. She's like, ooh, pointy. Was Julie Adams, sadly passed.
Too soon.
1960s, this guy swung up with...
I don't remember.
Barbara Steele.
Oh, Barbara Steele! You guys don't even know about her, probably not.
I'm sure they do. Barbara Steele's the big-eyed fish bitch, but she's hot as fuck. One of my favorite roles she did is, I have it on VHS, is The Long Hair of Death.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, okay, go ahead, man.
Are you still talking?
No, I'm done. I'm just babbling on like an elderly person.
Okay, 70s. He was going to dispute it and we're going to talk, but this guy, he can't even fucking fart. It was Marilyn Burns. I wrote Marilyn Burns in. I didn't have any disputes, so I guess Marilyn Burns hits the 70s.
Yeah, man. Yeah, whatever. What did I say?
You didn't say anybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's that.
You know? And then and the thing is, though, we have to understand, we're not talking about people that just bring ass to the table. Class. We want class, you know? Marilyn Burns, she really did it. She did a great job. She put a lot of sacrifice into that film. Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite films. Barbara Steele puts class into everything she does. 1980s, we're going to talk about fucking Carolyn Monroe. Carolyn Monroe, there's lots of 80s scream queens, but she puts class into every fucking thing she's ever done. And I met her, and she's a beautiful lady. Absolutely.
You meet everybody.
I meet everyone. Even when they don't want me to. Pipe in the back of the head, ether, there you go. And we're going to go, since the 90s, actually, I had a write-in, and I totally, completely, and utterly forgot what the write-in was from somebody else. Was Lee from They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast. Please check them out on Podbean and YouTube. he wrote another person in, but we had this kind of running joke that the 90s in general were just a fucking joke.
Yeah.
So we picked for the Scream Queen of the 90s was from...
It was Anna Faris, I think, wasn't it?
Anna Faris from Scary Movie, because the 90s were just a fucking joke anyway.
There was no Scream Queen then.
No, they're all dead.
Nev Campbell.
See, the thing is...
But,
oh, fuck that bitch.
Okay.
Just...
I'll give you Anna Faris. She's...
I like the greasy hair. I kind of like that kind of
I
weird...
like the rat look.
I don't know. I kind of like that I haven't bathed and I don't know what toilet paper is. You know, I kind of like that about a girl.
She held that image well.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah.
just like the
I like
90s
the
were a
big
joke,
bush.
she fits perfectly.
Hedge clipper. Yep.
You want to go for it, 2000s or no? No, there's.
I don't know. I haven't watched her film.
No, okay, we're not gonna do
What's
it.
that really cute bitch from fucking Wrong Turn that got her head right about there? And then
Wasn't memorable for me to remember the
her
name.
body
So.
fell down there. I was like, oh fuck yeah! I wish I found that on the bottom of a fucking tree. Headless bitch with a fucking ass like that.
I don't know.
I did learn one thing from Wrong Turn. An ass looks so much better when you get those legs out of the way. Remember that bitch with the fucking leg that's missing on the table? I'm like, dude, you didn't have a butt until that fucking leg went on. What that little fucking round little.
So that's how you make a butt. Just cut the legs off.
Just cut the legs off.
Take them off, ladies.
Remember, guys, cut her fucking legs off. This has been Paul.
And Josh.
Maniacs Meat Podcast. All right, Asian horror. Done.
It's over.
Said. Done. Popcorn. Said. Done. Okay, we're going to come back with a slasher movie.
Slasher Sundays.
Sunday. What are we doing? You're just going to have to fucking find out.
Our producer's cleaning this shit up.
Yeah, our producer, aka me, is going to clean all this shit up. And we're going to come back. Should we already give up? We figured out what we're going to do.
For what?
For the next?
Oh, yeah, if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Oh, we're just going to have to bear with us.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. And see what we have in store for the next Maniacs Meat Podcast. All right? Cheers.